Hey Brick Boys and Brick Girls, it's your boy BrickBoyLego, and today we have a very special LEGO Christmas themed set to review today. We have the Kevin! That's right, this is the Home Alone set. This is set number 21330, released last year in 2021 for $299.99. Came with 3,955 pieces and 5 exclusive minifigures. And this is actually an idea set, so that means that somebody submitted their idea, they got their support, passed the LEGO review board, and here we go. It's sitting right here on the old Brick Boy review table. There's definitely a lot of features to talk about here. We have quite the stop motion to go through, our longest one yet. Strap in, get some eggnog going, and let's get right into the review, shall we? So starting out in bag one, you have 2 minifigures. You have your 2 Wet Bandit. And then you are building their little heating and plumbing truck. I think that was nice that they included this truck for them. And then you're pretty much done with this part of the build. So let's start out with the base of the first floor. Adding a little Technic here, you get some pretty long pieces in order to make both of those spin around, and we'll see what that does in a little bit. Add some basement windows, so you're getting some depth here in your build. And then you're adding the flooring. Look at that beautiful hardwood floor. Installation never came so cheap. Then you are building the front patio, and then you're building the windows here. This is going to be the beginning of the living room, and you add some stairs. There's your iconic red carpet, so that's a nice little touch there. And then you're building some archways, and you're building the rest of the dining room over there. Moving on, we have little Kev, some ice cream, and a sled. Build a little fireplace, and now we're going to be furnishing our living room. There's our play feature, Michael Jordan. We'll talk about that later. Little Christmas tree, not too bad. Definitely the holiday seasons in the McAllister home. Then you have a nice grand entrance there, so that's a nice little touch. And you are working on furnishing your dining room here. I really am digging the carpet, and I love the table there, and we get some pretty nice stickers. Not really a fan of those chairs there, but what can you do? And now you are building the front facade here that is going to go onto the living room. This helps to make it look like a little bit of a dollhouse, and you can open and close that. So that's nice. This is definitely different than your regular modular buildings that you can only lift up the different levels, so that's a nice little feature there. And now you're building the same thing again here on the other side. I like the little shutters here, even though you cannot open and close them. They look nice with that little grill piece, adding some more functional stability, festive stability there, so that's a nice touch. And then we're moving on to the beautiful second floor. Look at that beautiful hardwood floor. Continuing on, building our stairway up to the attic, continuing on here with your red carpet on the stairs, and you even have your little spider piece up there. And then you are building Buzz's room. Even though this house is enormous, he is the only one of the children that has their room in this LEGO set. So I think that's a little interesting choice, but you know, if anybody's gonna have a room, it's gonna be Buzz. And then speaking of other room, there's the parents' master bedroom and the bathroom. I think it's an interesting layout here with the master bathroom not being connected to the master bedroom, but what can you do? And then you finish Buzz's room, you finish the hallway here, and then you build the same kind of facade here for Buzz's room, snaps right in there, and then you build the same thing again on the other side. This build is pretty much the same as the facade on the first floor, but it's a little shorter. I guess we don't have those nice high 10-foot ceilings on the second floor as well. So rounding off the second floor here, you finish your stability and your little tiles, and then you move on to the third and final floor here. Beautiful hardwood floors again, carrying up through onto the attic. And then you're building the kind of framing that's holding the roof up. So that's a nice little attic touch there. You're gonna have a white roof here because you have a snowy, wintry season upon us. And then you have Kevin's bed up here, which is a makeshift pull-out bed. So that's a nice little touch from the movie as well. Liking the different techniques here that you're putting for the chimney and for the windows. And then you are rounding out your rooftop here. I think that this is a really nice technique that they used in order for you to access the roof, so I think that's pretty nice. And then moving on, you have your old man Marley minifigure, and you are starting to build the furnace here. You have some pretty dank colors down here. You've got your laundry room. You have your furnace, very spooky for Kev. And then moving on, we have our kitchen area. It's getting a little cramped in here, but that's okay. This is a pretty sizable set, so I'm pretty surprised that they were able to fit all these little Easter eggs and little nice features in here. We're definitely going to talk about all of those. I have a question. What is Buzz's real name? Is that his legal name? Weird. Anyway, and then you have your roof here for your kitchen, and you're pretty much done with that part. Can't forget your last minifigure here, Kevin's mom, and then you are building his little tree house. Everything slides into place, clips on, and then you are adding some little festive Yuletide treats here with some lights, some wreaths, and then we are done here with the build. That was quite the stop motion, wasn't it, folks? And here it is, it's completed. Why don't we start off by taking a look at our 5 exclusive minifigures, shall we? So starting off, we have our Joe Pesci minifigure. Did you know his last name is Lime? His name is Harry Lime. That's a yuck. You got his crowbar, signature. You have his little beanie cap, also signature. If you look very close at his mouth, a gold tooth.
Kids are still going to school here.
That's a nice little inclusion. And then you also have a little cop hat. At the beginning of the movie, he was impersonating a cop trying to find out when they were leaving on their trip so they could rob the joint. Medium feet, though. Look at these, are medium feet. Let's take a look at normal feet. I don't know how I feel about that because I think that it makes him too short. Is he as tall as Kevin is? Because Kevin also has the medium feet. I think that was maybe a bad choice. I think they should have just kept normal feet for him. But you know, still a good looking minifigure. Looks just like him. Moving on. Our next wet bandit, we have Marvin Marv Merchants. That's his last name, Merchants. What a name. I like his facial hair. It definitely captures what it looked like in the movie. He's got a nice crowbar as well.
Crowbar's up.
And then his hair, I think that was a good choice for the hair piece as well. And then we have a nice little touch. It actually has a little iron mark on his secondary printing when he gets hit in the face with an iron. And then if you really look close, there are 3 little holes where the water comes out just like a real iron. All right, moving on. And then we have Kevin's mom, aka Kate McAllister. Here she is in her fancy 90s pantsuit. Looks good, looks just like it. Like her hair, looks just like it. And then we've got a nice secondary facial expression here too. This is definitely gonna be her Kevin facial expression.
Kevin!
So I think that's a nice little touch. Moving on, we've got our boy, Kevin McAllister. Speaking of Kevin, here he is. He has a different kind of beanie and a scarf. And then I'm glad that they also included the ability to not have those on and gave him a separate hairpiece too. Because although he does wear that when he's outside, this is definitely more iconic, I think. And it definitely looks more like him like this. And then you have his other face here with the very iconic scene when he puts his aftershave on. Oh, and look at this, like mother, like son, huh? And then you also have a little sled here that he can fit on nicely. We'll talk about that later. And then last, and certainly the least minifigure, you have Old Man Marley, the creepy neighbor that Kevin thought was a axe murderer. I think the beard is absolutely way too big. I'm glad that they included his snow shovel. I think that was nice. I mean, the hair looks fine. He looks like a little bit of a greaser here with this hair. I just feel like maybe they could have included a different minifigure. He was a nice boy at the end of the day, but he's really not that recognizable in minifigure form, especially with this big blacksmith beard. This one's kind of a pass for me. So that's gonna do it for your minifigures. Why don't we start taking a look at all of the play features and Easter eggs, and boy, are there a lot of them. So why don't we just get started here. So let's start out here with your Wet Bandit truck. This is exactly what the side of the truck said in the movies here. So I think that's a really nice touch. It looks just like it. You can pop this off, and you've got a little area here to have all of your little treasures. And then you even have a little sink that they stole while they were being the Wet Bandits. You did it again, didn't you?
You did it again, didn't you? What's wrong with you?
Anyway, so then that just clips on there. That looks good. This opens too, just like in the movie. I wonder, is this exactly the same license plate in the movie? Maybe. Our two bandits fit in the vehicle nicely. There they are. And then you can even recreate probably the creepiest scene where they are just following Kevin down the road very slowly. And then they're wondering why he's freaked out that two men are following a boy in a truck.
Why is he going faster?
Why would he run?
Anyway, so that's that. I mean, that was a nice touch that they included the truck. Now let's start looking at the house. Here you've got the exterior of the house. You got 3 levels. And I mean, just from the outside itself, you're definitely getting some dollhouse vibes, which, you know, I'm not complaining about that. I really like that they didn't just have them have a flat facade and that you can actually open everything up here. And if you really look, there's a bunch of little Easter eggs that you can see from both Home Alone movies, and we'll talk about all of those. And then you can see everything open. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start with the outside. Why don't we start on the first floor? Okay, so here's our first floor. Starting off here, you have this little statue that they keep hitting. And you know what, why don't we turn the model around here to the back. Here's your back door and kitchen. You've got ice here, a little trap from Kevin. And then you've got a little trash can here. And if you open her up, we have Kevin's airplane ticket that accidentally gets thrown away in the trash. Clips right in there, covers in the trash. You'd never know it if you didn't build it. We'll just take this right off, and we'll talk about that in a second. Starting off with the first floor, we'll open all this up, and you've got your living room. Just starting off from this side, Easter egg from Home Alone 2. This is a picture of the hotel that Kevin stays in. This is the Plaza Hotel in New York City. I think it's weird that they have that in their living room, but it's probably just a Easter egg. You get a little festivities over here. And then you've got your little play feature of Michael Jordan on this train track to fool the bandits thinking that they're throwing a party. Spin this little knob here on the side. Michael Jordan going around in the train track. You will get the feeling. And not only does it spin Michael Jordan around, but it also spins around this bust here as well. And you got a little record player. So definitely a cute little play feature. And then, I mean, how cute is this train with Michael Jordan? And instead of the Chicago Bulls, you have the Chicago Bricks. Okay, so that clips on there. Not a sticker here on the train tracks. That was definitely a nice surprise because there's a lot of stickers here. You've got your Christmas tree from the house, and then you have another Home Alone 2 reference. You have 2 white birds, aka 2 turtle doves.
Take the turtle doves.
It looks like Kevin ended up taking back his 2 turtle doves from the pigeon woman. All right, and then if you see here under the Christmas tree, you have a present of the actual Home Alone Lego set. Do you think inside here is an even smaller tile with the Home Alone? How far does the rabbit hole go? Okay, so moving on, you have Kevin's armchair here with a little place for a bowl of ice cream.
Guys, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish.
What a treat. And then if you look here, you've got some ornaments on the ground for when our bandits come in barefooted. And you have some Matchbox cars here as well. Stockings. For some reason there's a frog up here that's not really attached to anything. Was there a frog in the movie? I don't remember that. Let me know if there was in the comments below. All right, then we have our front door here, and if you can see, the handle is red hot because our boy Kevin put a hot iron on there so that Harry would burn his hand. All right, so open that up, and then you have another play feature here. You've got Kevin on his sled, top of the stairs, and out the front door. They tried. And then that moves us on to the kitchen here. Kevin's fancy dinner, candlelit dinner, candles lit. And what's a fancy dinner without mac and cheese? And then you have 4 chairs here. I think my one complaint with the chairs is that they have these teeth pieces as the legs, and they just slide all over the place. There's no connection here. So that's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad. Moving on, you have a fan here so that Harry can get a face full of feathers.
Now you're dead!
And then you've got a picture of the Eiffel Tower where they go on vacation to Paris. Or is this an Easter egg for the now released 10,001 piece Eiffel Tower Lego set? We might never know. Okay, that's pretty much gonna do it for the first floor. You do have this very big gaping hole back here, and that is because it actually lines up with the kitchen. So here's your back of your first floor. Roof lifts off. Here is your little kitchen area. Got your little Nero's Pizzeria here, pizza box.
Did anyone order me a plain cheese?
You've got a microwave. You have a nice little inclusion here as well when our boy puts his head through the door and get a face full of fire.
Dead kid.
So that's nice. You get another little Nero's pizza box here. You have a fridge with a nice reflective sticker, and you can even open up the fridge. And what do you have inside but mac and cheese? You even have 2 boxes. Why are you keeping dry pasta in the fridge? Who knows? Now let's look at the dreaded basement. And I say dreaded basement because it houses the furnace. And poor Kev was scared of the furnace. And look, he has reason to be because you have a light brick down here. Very frightening. Push this down. Your light brick activates, and you can scare our boy Kev. More Easter eggs. You have some tar and Marv's sock. Laundry machine, laundry detergent. I don't remember that. You've got this, and you have a couple paint cans here as well. And then, oh my goodness, how could I forget to talk about this? You have this little TV here, and our boy Angels with Dirty Souls playing on the TV.
Before I pump your guts full of lead.
I'm so glad that they included this in the set. If only they would have included his Tommy gun too.
I believe you, but my Tommy gun don't.
And then got your play feature with Marv's iron face. And I know what you're thinking, where's the iron? Turn this bad boy and the iron falls down. It's Marv, and here is your brick-built iron. Does this really look like an iron? Not really, kind of looks like a tank. But you know what? Lego hasn't made an official iron piece yet, so definitely a nice inclusion that they even have that at all. And you just load them back up in there. This spins down. So, pretty fast, pretty easy. And that does it for our first floor. This clips back in, not too hard. All right, and then we are done with our first floor. So now let's take a look at the second floor. Second floor opens up. You've got our boy Buzz's room over here. You have your little play feature here of Buzz's shelves and Kevin looking for some money. Just pull this back and your shelves fall down. Push this over, your shelves come back up. So I think that was a nice little inclusion. Kevin's trying to get the old cash, so there it is. And then you also have a sticker with dynamite.
With you, snakes, to get your ugly, I'm going.
And then in Buzz's room on his desk, you have a little Easter egg, Duncan's Toy Chest Christmas Sale. Another Home Alone 2 reference.
That's brilliant, Harry.
I guess we're not getting a Home Alone 2 set with all these Home Alone 2 references. You also have an iconic line from the movie here. You've got Buzz, your girlfriend, Woof.
Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
Poor gal. Moving on. Here's our hallway. You have a nice little play feature here as well. You have a can of paint attached to a string, so you can throw that down at any unsuspecting wet bandits.
Heads up!
And then you also have the old tarantula here.
I got him!
Going up the stairs. So that looks nice. Picture of Kevin, picture of the dad. A lot of pictures of minifigures here. Is this a picture of that nasty uncle? I think so. And picture of the mom. Moving on. Your bathroom here looks just like it. You got your toothpaste here. You have your aftershave. And then this is where Kevin can do his classic hands on the face scream. Very nice touch. And then here you have the parents' room. Your bed. You have your television. You have your we're late alarm clock.
Peter! We slept in!
You have your little Kevin eating popcorn in the bedroom. And we really are flying here. We still have a whole nother floor to talk about. As far as complaints go, it's a little crowded up here. I'm glad they were able to fit all that up there. Then you might have noticed here, you've got some weird clips here, and that's actually because the facade clips in here, and that's what helps it to stabilize there. And then we'll keep on going. Let's go to the third and final floor, the attic. This is where our boy Kevin stays. This opens up nicely. Again, you really don't have too much room here to play around, but there's some nice little inclusions. This is the bed, looks just like the bed. You have some gumballs here, you have a little gumball machine, and then you have one of probably my favorite sticker and inclusion from the set. You have Kevin's plan of attack for when our wet bandits come. And it looks just like it does in the movie, so I think that's great. And you even have a little can of Pepsi here. Always nice to have some product placement.
Pepsi.
And then you have your little spider's web as well. So that's pretty much going to do it for the roof. Now, let's take a look at the treehouse. Starting off, we have this little bicycle handle, if you recall. Our boys are going down this string here to catch Kevin in his treehouse, and it just goes right down. Pretty effective, pretty cute. Kevin made it across safely, but as our wet bandits are trying to make their way down, Kevin has his trusty pair of scissors here to snip the old line.
Hey guys, check this out.
Nice little features there. The treehouse looks good, looks cute. I like the little icicle, the little tooth piece as the ice. I think that's pretty nice. And then I did want to talk about this piece. I don't really recall this piece ever being in a Lego set before, but look at this little twig piece. That's pretty cool, huh? Who doesn't like a nice twig? All right, and you get two of them right there. So that's pretty nice. And then you also have Kevin's little model airplane there as well. So very detailed. And you know, I think that's it. That covers every single play feature and Easter egg that I could find in the set. So why don't we take a look now and see what our minifigures are going for on BrickLink. So starting out here is our cop disguise, Harry Lime, with his little cop hat on. He is going to run you about $8.74 on BrickLink on average. Here you can see him with his little wet bandit uniform on. He's got his little beanie and he's got his little crowbar. Loving that gold tooth on this minifigure. Moving on, we have Marv Merchants. Here he is. He's going to run you about $8.98 on average on BrickLink, and then hit him with an iron, and here is his alternate printing on the other side of his face. I'm really glad that they included that as a feature as well. Moving on, we have Kevin McAllister, our good boy who's home alone. He's going to run you about $9.31 on average on BrickLink. Here he is without his winter clothes, screaming, and I'm really glad that they included that face print as well for him. I think that was a very nice touch. We have Kevin's mom, Kate McAllister. She's going to run you about $7.52. You know, I'm pretty surprised these minifigures are not going for more than they are currently. For such an expensive set and for all of them being exclusive to this set, I would imagine them being a little bit more pricey, but I guess they are not as iconic separately as they are together. Anyway, here's Old Man Marley. He's only $5.85. There's his shovel. Give him a little shave. He's a little sad man over here for some reason. But not really too much to say about him. All right, Brick Wet Bandits and Brick McAllisters. What do we think of this set? Is this a set that is a good Christmas set? Definitely. Is this a set that's a very good set overall? Yes, I like it. Honestly, I can't believe how many Easter eggs they fit into this set. It's a huge set. I mean, look at that thing. It's enormous. I love the 3 tiers. I love the dollhouse facade that opens to really let you see all of the little details on the interior. This was definitely my longest stop motion, and it seems to be my longest video yet. So if you stayed around this long, I definitely appreciate it. Any complaints playability wise of this set? There's definitely a lot of play features, don't get me wrong, but especially in the attic and on the second floor, it's a little tight squeeze. If you really were trying to play with this set, the minifigures are going to be pretty jam-packed in there. I think maybe my only other complaint would be our boy here. I don't even remember this guy's name. Be the old man minifigure. He could have been a better minifigure, or he could have been completely excluded or replaced with maybe Kevin's dad, maybe his uncle who is a jerk to him. What about Buzz? Woof. What if we would have gotten the entire McAllister clan? That would have been quite the number of minifigures to have. Anyway, I mean, this set, you really can't beat it. For $2.99, you're still getting almost 4,000 pieces, so you're definitely below a 10-cent a piece part piece breakout, so it's a great value. I really loved that it came with 24 bags. I don't know if that was a conscious decision or not, but that could be a great way for you to split up this monster build and, you know, get the kids involved, do a little advent calendar, little countdown to Christmas activity. It's huge. What does Kevin's dad do? I don't think he's a Lego YouTuber. Thank you so much for watching my review. Make sure you leave a little like, give us a little comment, and give us a little subscribe if you haven't already. And tune in next time for more Lego idea sets coming soon.